I have my Bible up here, so you know what that means. No, I'm just kidding. If a minister comes up with a Bible, you have to, like, brace yourself. Everybody's kind of wiggling your seats for a second and get comfortable. So I have a question for you. How many of you have been following the monks' peace walk? Raise your hand. Yeah. And if you're not familiar with this, there's monks that are walking walk of peace from Texas, I believe, to Washington, D.C. This morning they started they're in North Carolina as they continue their journey. So how many people are watching that again? Okay. And what do you see when you watch the monks walk? What do you see? People are greeting them. Thank you. No disruption. Peaceful, I think I'm hearing over here. Peaceful. Say it again. Presence. No ice. And so that's why you don't ask open-ended questions to congregations, because you never know what you're going to get. The weather, I mean, even in the cold, they're like walking, right? And so they're walking in peace. Do you see compassion? Do you see presence, like I said, or intention? I mean, even their dog is spiritual. I mean, this is my dog. Can I see my dog? He's not thinking anything spiritual. She is not. I can guarantee you. Maybe she's dreaming something spiritual. I don't know. Do you think that she sits there on the couch and thinks, I want to be that dog that's walking in peace? You know, we look at the monks and we say, we want to be them, yes? If only we could be them. Do you think that they are displaying or embodying Christ consciousness? Yes. How? They're connected. Their commitment. Action? Nonviolent action. Yes. Wait, peaceful, but they're not Christian. Wait a minute. How can they be displaying Christ's consciousness? You know, Jesus wasn't either. But yeah, what qualities did we see in him? What qualities did we see? What we see when we see the monks. See, Christ is not Jesus' last name, right? Christ's consciousness. We see something in them that embodies peace. It embodies love. And it embodies compassion. Otherwise, people would not be following them. Every walk of life, and we don't know what walk of life they come from or what religion they come from, but there are 60,000 people following. Easily thousands of people are walking behind them. They see something. In unity, we call this transfusion. Transfusion. The merging or becoming one with divine, with wholeness. Transfusion, not transfigure. So to transfigure is a one-time event. When I was young, there were 5 kids, and so a cheap meal would be to go to McDonald's. And my parents were, I wasn't going to say that word because I was trying not to advertise for them. I was going to say Golden Arches, but my parents were going out for the evening, and they bought us a meal. And so the 5 of us are sitting around the table and eating. And I'm sitting here, and my older brother, who's about 16, and I was maybe 12 at the time, was eating his sandwich, and he didn't want his pickle. So he took the pickle and he put it inside his Big Mac box. And we're just talking. My parents had left, and it's very rare for the 5 of us to be talking. But all of a sudden, being a 16-year-old, he gets the urge to slam his fist down on the box. And when he slammed his fist on the box, that pickle shot out and stuck right in my eye. I had glasses at the time, and I have this pickle now stuck to my eye. And for a moment, I was transfigured. Now you'll never forget that word again. And being who he is, we just laughed. Like you're laughing. Being who he is, he had to try it again. Didn't work the second time. Transfigured. Transfusion is the experience of becoming one. In Christ's consciousness, a term used by unity, is not a person. It is not limited to a particular religion. If you say it to another religion, they may go, I don't know what that is, right? It is unity's term to describe what you're seeing, the feeling within us that comes out of us, that time that we embody the qualities that we so look for in others. All right? Christ consciousness, and Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, would say, the Christ of God is within us all. It's in all of us. It doesn't matter your religion, your upbringing, your background, your station in life. What it means in unity is the divinity within all people. All people. It means oneness with God. It is the concept that I and the Father are one. Jesus said it in John. When he was praying for everybody, he said, I have given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one. He was talking to God. I've given it to them so they may be one as we are one. I in them and you in me. I in them and you in me. May they be brought to complete unity, to let the world know that you have sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. I and them, you and me. I and you and me. We and thee. You see? It's a circle. It's a constant circle and exchange, right? I and them, you and me. We and thee. It is spiritual evolution. Christ consciousness is spiritual evolution. It is growing. It's achieving Christ consciousness through a continuous journey that we are on. We are all on this journey. Unity sees the process of spiritual unfolding as more than a one-time event. You with me? That's what you see when you see the monks. You see the divinity within them, you see their oneness, but you see their spiritual evolution. Their spiritual evolution. And you know what? We are evolving too. We're all evolving. Yes? Okay. So how do we reimagine and return to truth? The name of our talk this morning, Return to Truth, because that is the truth. That same quality, feeling, embodiment is you. As you see you walk. Accept it. This month we've been exploring reimagining. You've heard some wonderful talks this month. And next month, Lenten series is Release and Reimagine, so you don't get away from it. I think there's a theme going on for 2026. What do you think? But when you were thinking about reimagining this month and you've heard the talks, let me ask you this question. Did you reimagine your relationship with God? Did you reimagine your spiritual journey? You see, we set goals usually for the new year. And we may say, and I've said it, I want to pray more, I want to meditate more, I want to find time to do this. But those are practices. So this requires us to go deep in and think of our intimate relationship with God, the private conversations that you have with your divine source, whatever you call it. Have you reimagined that? Close your eyes for a second and reflect for a moment. Have you reimagined what it means to go within? Have you reimagined, or how can I reimagine my relationship with God? Open your eyes. Part of that process could be, I'm going to give you 3 steps because I know you guys like homework. But it should be easy to remember because they all start with R. So it's like, I remember that. The first one, release your old stories. Release the old stories and claim the power of faith. Faith is spiritual capacity that allows us to release the old stories and to move into a deeper relationship with your divine. Do you look at others or out there and say, well, if I could only walk like them, if I could only talk like them, if I could only pray like them, if I could only be a minister? Because at one point, I turned it down 3 times, right? I'll come back to me in a minute. Not that I need to talk to the ego side of Christ consciousness, unity teachings. I say people won't understand. If you feel like you want to talk more with people outside of the church about your spirituality, the qualities, what you're seeing, the embodiment, then let go of the story that they won't understand, or they'll think I'm weird. I mean, I just told you the pickle story with it sticking to my eye. Let me tell you something. That story has been on my mind for a week. And I'm thinking, God, you really don't want me to tell that story, do you? Now I'm hoping I told the story, it will go away, right? Because that's what happens. You tell the story, tell the story. The other thing was I was trying to figure out, in all my terms of time of going to school and talking now, so I was ordained in 2020, so a couple years before that, that pickle story had to get worked in somewhere, right? So finally, 6 years later, it's here. So I'm gonna let it go. I released the story now, out into the open. You can use it how you want. I released the idea that I'm somehow blocked from divine, because you're not. You're not. I release the idea that I don't have enough time, money, alone time. Are you with me? I release the idea of this cultural, if you will, bombardment of that somehow I'm not enough, that somehow I'm separate from, that somehow I'm powerless. Be careful of the cultural messages that you're receiving. As a metaphysician, you're practicing seeing things on another level, but not holding on to them, right? Let it go, release it. 2, reimagine what life would be like living under this spiritual law of imagination. Wow, I love imagination. I let go of the old story and I get to embody imagination, and it becomes holy ground. It becomes the power that allows me to live new ideas and new ways of thinking, right? I released a story, and I can do this because I have reimagined it. I'm not stuck anymore. And finally, return to the truth. The truth that Christ consciousness lives in all of us, whatever you call it. It's the quality. It's a quality. Return to the truth that Christ consciousness, if we use that term in unity, later you may call it something else, is a principle, not a person. It's a principle. It is the principle that when I pray, I align with divine. When I affirm, I anchor. I anchor. Before, when we were playing this song, I want to dance and stuff. I want to dance. But you know what I do? I stepped my foot out and I anchored. Because sometimes with all of this that's happening, we need to anchor ourselves. Okay? So anchor. And spiritual understanding keeps us awake. Awake to the world around us. Spiritual understanding keeps us awake to the world around us and our own spiritual evolution. How am I growing? How am I growing? So release, reimagine, and return. Release, reimagine, return. Towards the end of last year, 4 weeks ago, by the way, feels a lot longer, right? Towards the end of last year, I was feeling spiritually, what would we say, not stagnant, but I sat there with my divine presence with God, and I said, how can we reimagine what we are doing today? Because I believe that I'm here to be of service and to have a positive impact on people's lives. So what does that look like, God? And we did the burning bowl, and we did the white stone ceremony. And since January 1st with the white stone ceremony, or when we did it, I've started my own business, Faith Ministries, so that I can offer spiritual counseling and other things to other people. I started my class that I teach for Unity of Spiritual Institute, which is practical metaphysics. I am now committed to speaking once a month at Unity of Space Coast for the year. Reverend Don Barton's over there. More stuff coming for you guys. We have the Lenten discussion group coming up, and we have a women's retreat in March. And I started a pottery class, and I'm a painter, not a potterer. And so that's been really messy. And I can appreciate pottery. And I understand I'm saying I, because I want you to know that I live what you're living. I will never tell you to do something that I don't do. So I said to God, and we talked, and guess what my white stone word was? Expansion. Expansion. I've stepped into an embodied ministry. It's scary. But man, I can't wait to see what we got going for the rest of the year, right? You can do it too. Release the old story. Reimagine what your spirituality can be. Reimagine it. It's okay. Reimagine what your relationship with the divine can be. And then return to the truth that you also have the Christ consciousness, that it is not a one-time event, it's a rhythm of releasing, reimagining, and returning. Releasing, reimagining, returning. You could do it, and 10 minutes later, you're right back into ego. But guess what? Release, reimagine, return. Release, reimagine, return. I see the Christ in you. Turn to somebody and say, I see the Christ in you. Yes. And now turn to somebody and say, I see the Christ in me. I see the Christ in you. And I see the Christ in me as I see it in you. You see? There's no separation. If what you see is what you want, become it. What do you want for your spiritual journey? What do you want it to look like this year? What do you want it to look like? How do you imagine or reimagine your relationship with God right now, this year? And what spiritual practice do you want to focus on in the next 30 days? Because we have to take small steps, right? I and you and me. You are no different than they are. What you're seeing is an embodiment, and it's a beautiful image. It's a beautiful image. And if for those of you who don't know, there are a lot of reverends that came out of this church. Yes, this is a very productive church, if you will. There are several sitting in the pews, Reverend Don Barton, Reverend Deanne. We have a licensed unity teacher in Hank. Any other reverends I don't know about? Marcelli's back there. Oh, sorry. I got a little glare. Marcelli. And guys, you're going to start hearing, I just want to put this out here because I feel a lot of energy in this church this morning, and we need to embody Christ consciousness through all of our unity churches. And so the Linton series is open to the Space Coast, and it'll be sent to Merritt Island. Who knows if they'll join us? But I have always been in my life, in my professional life, one that sees cross-curriculum, cross-work, right? We are not separate from. We are all unity. Tear down the barriers, release old frameworks, reimagine what this could be if we bring the power of the churches together. Reimagine what it could be. Because we all are returning to divine truth. So let's prepare for meditation. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and release. Take another deep breath and release. Relaxing the shoulders, the arms, the legs. If you're new to unity, just close your eyes. This is a time in our service that we just allow the lesson to sit. We allow ourselves time to just relax. We don't have to be anywhere right now. We move our thoughts into our heart space. Take another deep breath and release. And as you move into your heart space, that connection with your higher power, God the good, with substance, principle, Christ consciousness, you are connecting with an energy of spirit, an energy of love, an energy of peace, an energy of compassion, patience, patience. Release any old thoughts. Release any barriers that is stopping you from claiming your divine potential. Take another deep breath and release, letting go. Reimagine. If it helps to bring to mind a picture, what would it look like? What have you always wanted to do? How will you claim your journey? It's all good and in divine order. Take another deep breath and release, reimagine, and return. Return to the knowledge Jesus said to God, "Glorify me as you did before the creation of the world, and as you will after." You are connected to a larger spiritual evolution. Power flows through you. Light, love, compassion is already in you. Open yourself up, allow it to flow, and just see the possibilities. Wait, because the universe will answer. And so as you start to come back into this place, the physical church, you don't have to let go of the feeling that you have right now, that you are divinely connected in all ways and always. And so as you become aware of the sounds, the person next to you, know that you are loved. The Christ is in you. Embody it. You are beautiful, you are worthy, and you are divine. Amen.